Hello there everybody, it's Assassination aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Rose Guns Days. So this has been a bit of a long while waiting, and a couple people already brought this up to me. Apparently where I thought I ended Season 1, I apparently didn't. Which makes me feel incredibly stupid. Wow, October 4th and we're already in December. Good lord. So, obviously, I feel incredibly stupid. But apparently there was one little extra bit before Season 2 actually started, so let's just go ahead and start ourselves off and watch that. I feel so damn stupid. In front of the City 23 occupying forces headquarters, many cases of money were being carried out of a line of money transport trucks surrounded by black cars. One by one, these were carried into the conference room inside the headquarters, where they began to fill the corner of the room. This is rather intense, wouldn't you think? Fellow subordinates were opening them up and counting each and every stack of bills. You certainly are cautious. Do I like a man? Do I look like a man who would try to fool you? This is to check that we haven't been fooled. And also to check that you haven't been fooled. Oh? You dare to say that, do you? What do you think, gentlemen? Even greed should be handled in moderation. At any rate, Mr. Kaleb has shown us a splendid performance. Why don't we welcome him as our new partner? Crap. At worst, it could mean an all-out war with the Kaleb family. I'm not entirely sure why I gave him an accent, but fuck it. I have no intention of fighting a war. Just find me a skilled assassin. Now that the Kaleb family has crossed the line, they're just like a puffed-up balloon. Just poke the one point called Kaleb, and boom. Well. Shit. Hey, Rose. It seems terrible luck is something we share. You tried and failed to kill me, and I tried and failed to kill you.
Kaleb, son. Until now, I misunderstood what it meant to protect people. I thought it meant hugging the weak and using your back to protect them from the misfortune that falls on them. That's wrong. That's not what it means to truly protect someone.
That's right. Protecting your friends on the battlefield doesn't mean stopping bullets with your back. You protect by getting your hands dirty and killing the enemies that are trying to kill your friends.
I've been turning my back from the resolve needed to dirty one's hands in order to protect.
That's why you can't protect them.
Yes. Without the determination to get your own hands dirty, you can't protect a single person. That's why, this time, I'll fight to protect my fellow countrymen. Good. I will stop you. Even if it means staining these hands with your blood.
Oh, Jesus. Oh? Perfect. You're sounding more and more like my dead wife.
Kaleb, son. Primavera is making a proclamation of war against the Kaleb family.
Very well. We'll accept that challenge.
If you won't surrender, I will use these hands and this gun to shoot you to death.
Damn, Rose! Jesus. Primavera versus the Kaleb family. The fight to determine City 23's ruler begins. Fucking hell. Then a lone girl who lost her memory ignites a feud in Chinatown. Meet new characters as the story of Primavera accelerates. Oh, that's right, we're getting new characters. The story of the days of guns and a lone girl called Rose, who rises up to save the countrymen of a dead nation. Rose Guns Days, Season 2. Coming soon! You mean right now?
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to start adding in some new voices.
I'm going to end my war. This time, I don't plan on returning alive. Please, homeland. Oh my god, this music! Our homeland only exists within your ideals. Wow, I could have gone on 5 extra minutes in that last video, and I feel stupid for not doing so. Season 2 was released! Yes, and we're gonna jump right into that. Alright. Huh. Now I know how these things end. Ooh. So now we're immediately in Season 2, or...? Yeah, I guess so. Ah, here we go. Alright. I get my vocals ready. How would you like to experience the fight scenes? Minigame, auto mode? I'm gonna go with the minigame just so I can, enjoy a little bit. If you used autoplay in the previous story, your score will start from 0 in the next story, even if you choose to inherit score. Oh. Yeah, no idea. Okay. At least we get the fancy little junkies. I mean, the flunkies. The funkies. What the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, I was told that there would be there is a very large cast of characters, and there would be different characters. Anyway, Violence Room must pay us 10 million yens. I do not have that, sorry. And I got shot. Oh, we're back here! I have no issues with this. Unceasing gunfire. The smell of gunpowder one can never escape. No matter how far you run. You run and run and run and run, but you never get away.
Oh, I mustn't turn back. I have to clear the path to the ideals I believe in using my own 2 feet. I'm sure I'll make it happen. So please, everyone, don't die for me. Ryokun, Wayne-kun.
Bros Guns Day, Season 2. I'm not gonna lie, I've been looking forward to finally getting back into this. Also, I really did I missed the music. Chapter 6, The Rose Stained with Mud. That's not very pleasant sounding. There was a strange scent in the air. By the time Rose realized it was the scent of incense, she was already more than half awake.
How long have I been lying down in a place like this?
She was in a small room overflowing with Chinese design. The light of the sun peeked in through the window. Apparently, it was already daytime.
I've been placed on a large single-person sofa. Where could this be?
Oh yeah. A lot of shit happened.
We were attacked by the Kaleb family's best at Claudia's store. Then Ryokun and Wayne-kun risked their lives to let me escape. I kept on running, lost in myself. Then, I was suddenly hit with a bright light, and my head went blank.
Where the hell is Stella and Meryl in all this?
That's right. My memory's coming back bit by bit. Men poured out of the car whose headlights were shining on me. I was caught. My lungs were about to explode, my head was blank with a lack of oxygen, and then a handkerchief with some sort of drug on it was pressed against my mouth.
Oh, chloroform.
And I remember nothing after that. Where in the world? As I slowly rose from the sofa, the door softly opened as though it was waiting for me.
Hey!
What appeared there was one person and one creature. It was Meiju, his pet iguana on his shoulder. Meiju-san.
I am sorry to have scared you, Madam Rose. You were being chased, so there was no time to give you a polite welcome. Please forgive us for our rough methods.
Where is this? Where are Leo-kun and the others?
There is no need to be scared. This is Chinatown, one of my shops. Your friends are all here too. Do not worry. Huh? As she followed behind Meiju, she was guided to the interior of a high-class restaurant. Maybe it wasn't open for business, since there wasn't a single customer in sight. However, Rose's friends were sitting at a Chinese-style table in the center, and all rose to their feet when they saw her. Hey!
Rose! I'm so glad you're safe.
I was so worried. Are you okay? You weren't hurt, right? Oh, thank God they're all right.
I'm fine. What about everyone else? Leo-kun? Wayne-kun? Claudia?
I'm here.
Leo-kun. Thank goodness.
I'm sorry. Wayne isn't here with me. Since I'm here and he isn't, it means he saved me. He's not dead. I refuse to. I mean, we already know he's still alive, damn it. After the fierce battle let Rose escape. Oh, Leo and Wayne agreed that they'd bought her enough time and decided to retreat. However, it wouldn't be easy to get away with so many people surrounding them. So Leo and Wayne had decided to run in opposite directions. If they split up, that alone would increase their chances of getting away. Much better, yeah. Even if one of them did get caught, they could still resist for a little while and give the others time to escape. After running like hell, I was surrounded by a bunch of Chinese people with guns who appeared out of nowhere and held me up. Wayne hadn't distracted those pursuers enough for me, I probably wouldn't be here. I've missed doing your voice, man.
Wayne-kun. Then Claudia too?
Considering the situation, it's highly probable that she was captured by the Kaleb family.
Wayne's a persistent guy. People like him don't die when they're killed. Amen to that. Anyway, if Wayne's or Claudia's bodies have been found, should have reached Meiju-san's ears. At the very least, I have not heard anything of the sort.
Since you managed to escape unharmed, Rose, there's no reason for those two to be killed. Nothing would be more convenient for those people than having an extra hostage.
I mean, yeah.
Don't worry. I'm sure they're alive. As long as they're alive, we've got a chance of saving them. They won't be killed.
How was your ankle, or was it your leg? I think it was your ankle. How's that doing, Meryl?
I've got to save them.
Yeah, let's save them no matter what. At least for now, we should celebrate this long-awaited reunion. I mean, you're not wrong, Cyrus.
What has everyone been doing up until now?
All of us have been under Meiju-san's protection.
Started out pretty brutal. Got thrown into a pitch-black underground room with nothing more than a blanket.
Something like that happened to us, too. We had bags put over our heads and got treated like luggage.
If only they said they were here with Meiju-san, we wouldn't have put up a fight. Let me apologize again for the rough treatment you had to endure. We were forced to inconvenience you to prevent Kaleb-san from finding out. Fair point. In short, everyone else had been under the protection of Meiju's men since then. He had wanted to invite them to Chinatown right away and welcome them politely. But the Kaleb family's eyes were sharp, so he had been forced to have them spend time underground for a while. That was Meiju's explanation for the actions he had taken.
Come to think of it, Leo-kun's shoulder was shot, wasn't it? Weren't you injured?
I got 4,000 years of Chinese medicine to think on that count. Now I'm good as new. That's good. It hit a lucky spot. Even this guy's strong look is something to be feared. Well now, everyone. I imagine you are quite hungry now. As they say, you cannot fight a war on an empty stomach. I mean, you're not wrong. Hello! At Meiju's signal, plates of Chinese cooking that would stir up anyone's appetite were carried in one after another. Meiju also took a seat, and everyone was able to share a decent meal together for the first time in a long while. Good.
Meiju-san, thank you so much for helping everyone.
There is no need to thank me. We are friends. It is natural for friends to help each other.
However, are you certain about this? Surely, your boss has ordered you not to conceal us, as it might cause trouble between you and Kaleb.
Of course, I have strict orders from the young lord specifically not to stir up any trouble with Kaleb. In other words, one might take this as a permission to do anything, as long as trouble is not stirred up. Oh, good lord.
Meiju-san, I have a request. I believe my friends Wayne-kun and Claudia are being held by the Kaleb family. Would you be willing to lend us your strength to save them?
Meiju-san, I'd like to ask you for the same thing. The person who captured them is probably Miguel.
It's terrible. There's not a moment to lose.
We'd like to save them right away, but we've got to find out where they're being held first.
I understand. I will have the matter investigated. Meiju called for his subordinates and ordered them in rapid Chinese. Oh.
I do hope they are unharmed.
To help me escape both Wayne-kun and Claudia.
Rose.
Kaleb is the one to be hated. None of this is your fault, Rose. I know. Because they believed in me, they were caught for my sake. It's my duty to save them no matter what. To take responsibility for what happened to them. No. I will save them. By my own hands.
You need training in a gun. Rose spoke resolutely. Though she was in a difficult spot, she had regained her usual willpower. Well said. Thanks to that attitude, Wayne putting himself in danger had meaning.
Wayne-kun and Claudia put their lives on the line so I could escape. I have a responsibility to put my life on the line for the ideals they hoped for.
Everyone had imagined that Rose would be far more worn out than this. This Rose, that they had finally been reunited with, was somehow different. Calm and composed, didn't quite sum up the change in her. This was surely the resolve of someone carrying a burden. Though it would probably take some time before they all realized it. Even so, they did notice that something about Rose had changed. Meiju-san, what should we do next? You might make yourselves at home here. Your safety is guaranteed. As long as you remain inside this shop, that is.
In other words, you're saying we can't go outside?
Kaleb put a bounty on Rose-san and Richard-san. Even among the Chinese, there are many people out there looking to get rich quick. You would be wise to act with caution, even within Chinatown. After all, we wouldn't want to cause you trouble. Sounds like it'd be best not to wander around by the windows.
What about making contact with the outside?
My apologies, but I would appreciate it if you refrained. Who knows what might happen?
Dang. Not much service in a padded cell, is there?
We have no such intentions. If you are suffering any sort of inconvenience, please let us know whenever you like. For the time being, I would like you to relax as our guests.
Thank you, Meiju-san. We won't forget this.
The next time I go to play at Primavera, I might ask you for that extra special service I've heard of. Well now, do you have any other questions? Yeah, just one last one. This isn't a no-smoking store, is it? Oh, hello. New scenery? For the Kaleb family, which had its base in the harbor district, the village of storehouses near the harbor was extremely convenient. There was nowhere more well-suited for hiding smuggled goods, making unsavory plans, or keeping hostages.
Hey, girlie. We're reasonable people, unlike Miguel-san, see? Where'd your friends run off to? Won't you tell us? I've told you many times. I don't know.
Claudia was being questioned, her hands tied behind her back. Wayne was nowhere to be seen. Wayne and Claudia were being held in separate locations. Okay, so Wayne was captured. If they had been together, then there'd be a slight chance of having both of them stolen away at some time.
My. What a stubborn woman, even with that cute face. Hey, don't you even have a vague idea? Could they be at a friend's house or some sort of hideout? Just tell us the truth, and you can go home unharmed.
I don't believe him.
I'll never tell you. Blech! Seriously? You know? Miguel-san's going to be coming soon. He'll probably come to question you directly. That guy's hatred of women is insane. Even we wouldn't hit a girl's face.
I highly doubt this.
Even we wouldn't like to see a lovely girl like you get all cut up. I don't know anything. There's nothing for us to talk about. You know, you could just give us the names of a few of Rose's friends. If I say their names, those girls will be caught too and made to suffer, right? You made such a mess of my shop. Why would I give the names of my friends to people like that?
She makes a fair point. Claudia stuck her small tongue out at the men, which seemed to push them over the edge.
You little bitch! Getting all cocky when we try to play nice. Stop that, it hurts!
Claudia was roughly lifted up by the collar, but someone tapped the man's shoulder from behind. Ugh. You.
That's no good. You've got to be gentle with girls. Didn't your mama teach you anything?
Madam Amanda.
Girls are delicate, you know. If you lose control for even a little bit, she might die. Don't you think the father would be angry if one of his precious hostages died?
That's... Yes. Amanda-san.
And anyway, we ladies of the evening wouldn't spill the beans just because of a little violence. Men truly are barbarians. Please take this girl to my car.
Yes, madam.
Are you sure? Miguel-san told us to keep her locked in here.
Kaleb has given me the okay. Do you have some objection?
No, of course not.
I don't like this one bit.
You poor thing. They didn't do anything cruel to you, did they?
Plenty of cruel things have already been done to me.
True enough. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
What do you intend to do with me?
Would you rather be treated as a hostage or as my guest? As long as you stay put, I won't let you want for anything. They may be violent, but as long as you're at my place, I won't let them lay a finger on you. That alone I can promise you. So please don't be afraid.
Why are you protecting me?
Though you may have quit the club, you're still a woman of Primavera. And I am Primavera's madam. Whether you acknowledge it or not, I have responsibility to protect you.
Bull!
It's no use pretending to be nice so you can get me to tell you something.
I don't intend anything of the sort. I already had a general idea of who was concealing Rose.
Shit.
You're gonna use the hostage. Oh, fuck.
A black dragon of the Golden Dragon Society, Lee Meiju. Quite a cunning man. If the occupying forces acknowledge Kaleb as the ruler of City 23, Meiju will offer Rose to Kaleb. On the other hand, if Kaleb lets his true nature show, Meiju will use Rose as a figurehead to start a feud in the name of Primavera's reconstruction. No matter what happens, Chinatown can use Rose as a trump card. Even Kaleb cannot touch them in Chinatown yet. For a while, Rose should be able to hide there safely. However, Meiju is heartless. If he finds himself under Kaleb's rule, he'll kill Rose without hesitation.
I kinda got that feeling.
Well, why?
He doesn't want Kaleb to know that he's been hiding Rose, right? Of course, he'll silence her than all for Kaleb, her head alone.
But I'm just gonna take this all with a grain of salt.
That's too...
After all, that child isn't capable of suspecting people. I do hope she doesn't trust Meiju too much.
We are going to save Wayne and Claudia, no matter the cost. Leave it to us, boss. They're probably somewhere in the harbor area.
However, that place is practically Caleb's castle. Saving them won't be impossible, but we'll need a substantial supply of men and weapons.
At worst, it could mean an all-out war with the Kaleb family. I have no intention of fighting a war. Just find me a skilled assassin.
Oh. Well, we're only going to rescue them?
The only trump cards in the enemy's possession that can kill the trump card called Rose are Wayne and Claudia. All we need to do is make those two cards disappear from Caleb's hand.
Ooh. Leave it to us, boss. We'll kill them. Have no fear. I figured as much.
Hostages only have value because they are alive. Rescuing them is difficult, but killing them is far easier.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Since that rainy day when he met Leo again in the marketplace, Wayne had undergone training from time to time.
He abandoned his immature feelings of rivalry and decided to rebuild himself from the ground up, so that he would never be a pathetic losing mutt again.
$8, $99, $100.
Nice going, young man. There's youth for you.
This much is easy. I'm not even close to done.
Let's leave it at that for today. Going too far will just damage your body. Since Leo had once been an instructor for new troops, his training was extremely efficient. It was all very new to Wayne, who didn't know any way to training except punching a sandbag.
Hey, Leo. Tell me something.
Anything but my 3 sizes.
You said that 3 things, heart, technique, and body, were important for being strong. I understand technique and body, but I don't get all this about heart. Don't tell me you mean sitting cross-legged and achieving enlightenment or something.
It's nothing that dramatic. To put it simply, you might call it the power of the heart.
I'm still lost. Is it something spiritual?
No. It's much simpler than that. The heart is something like the gasoline for your engine. Without fuel, even the most powerful engine can't do anything. Also, the more fuel it has, the longer it can keep using its power. Isn't that obvious?
Is it something like the power of anger?
No. In your case, that's the exact opposite. You waste the gasoline of your heart on meaningless things.
Meaningless things?
Please, try not to be offended. Wayne, you're actually easily frightened, aren't you?
Of course I'm not easily frightened! It's not like I...
You have a habit of hiding your fear with anger. Use the gasoline of your heart to let your anger burn, so you can't use your engine at 100% efficiency.
I'm never afraid! Sure, I may have been in the past, but these days I never feel even a trace of things like that.
Though Wayne alternated between panic and uneasiness, he tried hard to regain his composure. Point in trying to act tough after all that's happened. Just throw away that cheap pride and become stronger.
You may be right.
You've managed to overcome it for now. However, you still have that habit. The bad habit of wasting the gasoline of your heart to fuel emotions needlessly. If you're strengthening your body and your techniques, then use the same time to strengthen your heart. Don't waste the gasoline of your heart on cheap emotions. Store every last drop in your chest so that you can truly set it aflame when the time comes.
Every last drop.
That way, you'll become many times stronger than you are now.
Yeah.
Wake up, kid!
A man poured a bucket of water on Wayne's face. Wayne finally regained consciousness. Wayne's hands were bound with handcuffs, which were hanging from a ceiling beam. His legs were unbound and could just barely touch the floor, but he was far from a position where he could offer any resistance. Oh boy.
Morning, Wayne.
Another voice I actually miss doing.
Thanks to you, Rose managed to get away completely.
Oh, sorry. Guess that leaves you looking pretty pathetic.
Watch your mouth, you little shit!
Hey, Wayne. Why won't you tell me where Rose ran off to?
Like I'd know. Like I'd tell you if I did know.
True, but of course. Maybe I should explain what's going on here since you don't seem to have a clue.
It's simple. You got a good scolding from Kaleb because you let Rose-san get away, and now you're taking it out on me.
You know, you aren't our only hostage. We've got Claudia, too. Claudia's enough to lure Rose out. If we wanted, we could let you live, let you die, boil you, or cook you.
What Miguel said was a fact. It was good to have as many hostages as possible, but one was enough. There was no reason for them to let a man with the menacing nickname, Mad Dog Wayne, live. Wayne understood that. If one of those people pointed their gun and held the trigger a little too tightly, it'd all be over. He knew that. He knew that he was standing on his toes on the edge of the cliff called life. The back halves of his feet were already stepping into death. He was hit with the desire to burst out with rage, to shake off the fear of unbearable death. Raging, shrieking, howling, all kinds of fierce emotions leapt up into his throat. Don't waste the gasoline of your heart on cheap emotions. He could feel the emotions bottled up in his throat fade away as if they had never been there. He had managed to overcome one of his weaknesses. The feel of that made him actually want to grin.
You don't want to die, right? Then I'll give you a chance. Tell me where Rose and the others have their hideout. If you don't know, you can just give me a guess.
Like I'd actually tell you.
That's the only way you're going to survive this, right? Are you really so stupid that you can't understand even that?
Maybe. I'm pretty slow on the uptake. I see. It's just like Leo said. Holding back your fierce emotions, your brain starts working. I knew that I haven't been killed yet. Surely, they're completely stuck, without a clue about where Rose-san is hiding. That's why they had to keep me alive and make me talk. In other words, they have no idea what to do, and they're panicking. While that happens, Rose-san and the others will surely make some sort of move. That's right. Right now, we're winning. And the moment I helped Rose-san get away safely, I've been winning.
What are you laughing at?
Just the pathetic face of someone who was just a step away from catching Rose-san. And anyway, I'm winning.
Winning?
That's right. From the moment I let Rose-san and Leo escape, I've been winning.
Even though you're pathetically hanging from your wrists, who's supposed to be winning?
Me, the great mad dog Wayne. I'm not hanging here because I surrendered. I'm here because I won and finished doing my part. I'm the victor for letting Rose-san get away, and you're the loser for letting her escape. Why should I, the victor, tell anything to you, the loser?
Looks like this guy doesn't get the position he's in.
He does seem a little slow. Why don't we wake him up a little?
The men pulled out some leather batons known as blackjacks and grinned repulsively. That's what they're called?
For us, this is torture, but for you, I guess it's just the loser venting his feelings.
You guys have got nothing better to do except hit me, right? Pretty pathetic.
Let's see how long that confidence lasts you.
We'll take good care of you, kid.
Damn it.
It's good to see some development for Wayne, that's good.
Oh, a shooting range? Oh. Leo slowly lowered his gun and looked at the bullet holes in the silhouette target. The restaurant they were hiding in may have been a restaurant above ground, but apparently wasn't that underground. It had a small weapons storehouse along with a shooting range. After getting Meiju's permission, Leo had started practicing here.
You're really good with a gun too, aren't you, Leo-kun?
Anyone can get good with practice.
Do you think even I could do it?
Yeah. Do you want to learn to shoot?
Yeah. I'm always being protected by other people. If I could shoot guns too, then I might have been able to save Wayne-kun and Claudia too.
Hard, determined glint lay in Rosa's eyes. If Leo refused, she'd probably try to teach herself on her own. If I refuse and you start touching things yourself, you might lose a finger. I guess I'll teach you. Step by step.
Thank you.
Aww. However, I'd like you to promise me one thing.
Promise you?
Promise me you'll never even think about fighting alone. We fire our guns to protect you, Rose. In the same way, you should use your gun to protect yourself. If you use learning how to shoot as a reason to leap to your own death, that defeats the whole purpose. Never fight alone. If you can promise me that, I'll teach you. However, if you break that promise,
If I break it?
I get to have you for myself for one night. Good God. You're a lady of the evening, aren't you? Don't go all red.
I really hate jokes like that.
Have your spirits finally risen a bit?
I've been in high spirits the whole time. I can't keep sitting around while Wayne-kun and Claudia are being held.
Leo had the same desire to save Wayne and Claudia as soon as possible. That's because Leo's a good guy. However, they didn't have any information at the moment. They can only wait here. That didn't mean they had to sit around doing nothing, though. Sure, I'll teach you.
Thank you.
Ah. Little Rose is gonna learn how to fire a gun. It was the first time Rose had ever even touched a gun. Oh, wow. You would think that the ladies of the evening would have some sort of protection, but okay. As he saw her timidly touch it, Leo felt his heart hurt slightly, as though he was stealing her virginity. However, no one can remain a child forever. Children don't need to fire guns because adults use guns to protect them. Once you've decided to protect someone else, you can't remain a child anymore. She was trying to become a full adult, with the full adult's ideals. It's not as though guns are only used for shooting people. Shooting in someone's general direction to make them pull back their head as you escape is a fine way to use a gun.
So, guns can be used for more than killing people.
That's right. You can even shoot towards your enemies to get their attention and save your friends in a pinch.
You can save even people with guns?
That's right.
I've always thought of guns as something filthy. Each time you pull the trigger, someone loses their life. So on the inside, I might have felt contempt for all people who use guns.
You weren't wrong there. Anyone who treats a gun like a toy isn't to be trusted.
However, by pulling the trigger, guns also have the power to save people.
That is true.
When it comes down to it, guns are tools. If a crazed person holds it, it can become an accursed tool. However, if a holy lady takes it with justice and conviction, it can become a tool to protect the peace.
Aw. I'm a lady of the evening. I could never become a holy lady. However, if it's to protect the people who believed in me, I have a responsibility to keep them safe.
Oh, she's even got a gun spray, and she's pointing it right at me.
Today, I will learn how to use a gun to protect my friends and countrymen.
Feels like someone should start throwing confetti and celebrating. Oh! Okay. We're actually. Oh, she's even got her own little sprites. That's awesome! Okay, I gotta get back into the meat. I gotta get back into this. Just gotta keep practicing. Red arrow, that's not bad. A step forward into a new self, Rose pulled the trigger over and over again. Even so, it seemed she couldn't wipe away all of the disgust she felt for guns in general. To Leo, it didn't look like someone trying to get used to guns, but someone preparing to dirty her hands using guns. It was a ceremony to defile the self that had never held a gun before. The men should have been the ones carrying guns, so that women didn't have to. But maybe that was just an excuse from before the war. Perhaps it was a remnant of male supremacy. This was a new era. An era where women would dirty their own hands to clear a path to the future. Leo joined Rose in staring straight ahead, watching the back of the woman who was trying to clear a path towards a new future. Let's leave it at that. You've gotten a lot better.
Thank you for teaching me. I wonder if this will make me a bit less of a burden.
You've never been one.
Thanks.
Aw. It'll be good for you to practice every now and then. It's a perfect way to relieve your stress.
You're good at teaching, Leo-kun. I heard from Cyrus. You were an instructor for new troops during the war, weren't you?
Pretty much. That takes me back. Leo turned his back to Rose and pointed his gun at the target again.
But earlier, you said you fought in the country to the south. Isn't training new troops something you do inside the country? Oh, were you an instructor here before being sent down south?
Nope, it was both of those. I did my part as an instructor in a country to the south. Leo's gun let out a crisp sound as it fired. A small hole opened up in the forehead of the silhouette target.
Were your students really good?
Yeah, all of them were simply excellent.
Oh, sorry.
Rose didn't miss it when Leo's tone darkened slightly. She instantly regretted stepping into a subject that ought not be brought up. Surely, his students had gone onto the battlefield after that and died. It must be painful to lose students who made it through joys and sorrows with you. No, they're all alive.
Oh, they are?
After all, the enemy never attacked until Japan surrendered and pulled out.
I see. It's wonderful that they're all alive.
I promised them all sorts of things. They all believed innocently in what I said. They stuck through the harshest training, talking about their dreams.
That sounds pretty wonderful.
Not at all. I broke my promise with them.
Huh?
I'll protect you. I'll make your dreams come true. Even though I promised them that, I betrayed them myself. Once again, a crisp sound rang out. Unlike the bullet that had accurately pierced the target's forehead, this one barely managed to graze the target. Rose had no way of understanding what had happened in that country to the south. However, even that easygoing Leo had received deep wounds during the war. Of course he had. Rose regretted not being able to realize that before now. I know that Japan surrendered and the war ended. However, I'm the same as Kaleb. My war isn't over. There's only one way to end it. Understand. I do understand.
Leo-kun.
I don't want to break a promise again. I'm a bodyguard of Primavera, who swore to protect Madame Rose. This time, I'll fulfill just that promise.
Leo-kun.
Rose gently held Leo's back. Both the disaster and the war. Far too many things have happened. Everyone is bearing deep wounds in their heart.
Didn't I decide to step into this world myself to heal those wounds even a little bit? Maybe I've been thinking myself as the most unfortunate, tragic heroine in the world. However, everyone's unfortunate. Everyone's hurting. Even Leo, with his never-ending bold smile, is suffering from wounds of the heart that still haven't healed. He called me a light in a dark era. My eyes are looking towards their ideal homeland. If I walk, it will form a path. When Leo-kun and Wayne-kun said that, there's no doubt that they were prepared to give up their lives. I will become strong. Instead of letting people be hurt, I want the strength to accept those wounds myself. I can't sit around depressed forever, right? I am Madame Rose. I don't just want to save everyone in Primavera. I want to save all of my countrymen. We're in a very painful situation right now, but we still have a responsibility to give it our all.
You're much stronger than someone like me, Rose.
I will definitely end your war, Leo-kun. I'm sure I'll be able to bear the wounds in your heart, too.
Thanks. Rose walked closer, stretched, and kissed Leo slightly on the cheek.
A nihilistic grin suits you best, Leo Shishigami.
This time, Leo kissed Rose on the cheek. And a wonderful smile suits you best, Rose Hayabara.
Yeah.
Aww. Rose's face was bright and clear, as though the clouds that had been covering it this whole time were swept away. Leo couldn't help but feel a sense of true reliability from her. Aw, that is so goddamn sweet. Uh-oh. A single car entered a dim alley in the middle of the night. As it did, a car sitting on the side of the road flashed its lights once as a signal. The entering car repeated the signal, and men got out of the two cars. They were both bosses under the Kaleb family. Ah, scheisse. Hey, long time no see.
Bastard. What you think of doing, calling me to a dump like this?
Is there anywhere left in this city that isn't a dump? You know what I'm talking about, right? City 23's finished.
Might be. Caleb's been squeezing everybody dry after all.
100 million is just an insane number.
And anyway, those occupying forces guys would never deal with Japanese people like us. So? What are you trying to tell me?
There's just one thing I'd like to ask. Are you the kind of moron who'd stand around on a sinking ship, or aren't you?
You think Caleb-san's on his way out?
There's no doubt he's a pretty incredible person. However, he's been too rough. Went a bit too far.
We're ticks on this town. We live by sucking its blood. If we suck too much and kill the city, we go down with it.
They may have been villains, but they were fully aware of their positions as parasites. So in the past, they had kept their turf fees and protection money to a level that the city dwellers could afford to pay. If you have a chicken that lays eggs every day, you would be satisfied with just the eggs. If you kill the chicken because you want to eat meat, you'll never be able to get anything from it again. However, with this unreasonable order to gather 100 million, the Kaleb family had gone around killing the chickens of City 23. Yeah, not the smartest thing to do.
Caleb's been acting like a huge fool, tearing the planks off the bottom of his boat to use for firewood. And just what'll happen to us when that boat sinks?
We should move over to a lifeboat.
With nothing but the clothes on our backs? If you're no fool, you'll move whenever you can grab right now onto the boat with you.
I got your point. But where are you gonna run to? Even a lifeboat can't just bob on the waves forever. We need a harbor that'll accept us.
I won't go into details, but I've heard from a certain family in another city.
The conditions?
Half of the money we've scraped together.
50 million?
We'll split up the other half.
Will this family really accept us?
I guarantee it. They're planning to push into City 23 someday. When they do, they'll need someone highly ranked with some local knowledge. They're an American mafia, but the capo who's gonna back us is Japanese. He's actually came in the same time as me. Nice guy. I'm sure you'll get along with him too.
I think Caleb's gonna be happy about that.
I see. So we finally gathered 100 million.
Congrats, Caleb. We finally did it.
This is truly a delight, Father. Now we can finally push our way into the occupying forces.
Well done. Very well done, men. Now we can finally take that special offers window.
The special offers window was a Shadow Dweller's privilege, the power to get first pickings at business orders from the occupying forces. The foreign mafia and corrupt politicians who had that power were using it to swindle the workers out of their wages. Don't all governments do that? Caleb had gone to extremes to obtain that right and protect the laborers' pay.
That way, we'll finally be able to save our war buddies, won't we?
Yes, we will! We'll make wages for jobs increase and everyone will prosper. Decent jobs at decent wages for decent food and decent living conditions.
I mean, I like that, but
Men will be able to take back the duty, the pride of supporting their households. And then eventually they'll be able to take back the lives and lifestyles they lost in the war. That way I'll finally be able to end my war.
Kaleb was staring up at the ceiling, his fists shaking.
Congratulations, Father Caleb.
When Amanda clapped her hands, everyone followed suit. Surrounded by a quiet applause, Caleb closed his eyes for a while.
Contact Butler. Tell him we've prepared 100 million. We've kept our end of the promise. Now it's time for them to honor their end.
Yes, Father.
However, Father, will they really deal with us?
What's that? What are you talking about? They'll deal.
After all, we've gathered 100 million, just like they said.
Exactly. If we could do that, they would acknowledge us as their partners. That was the promise. And that is a promise. A battle that we have won. This is now a promise between me and the occupying forces. No. Between men. I fulfilled my obligation of gathering 100 million. So, then they're obligated to respond with their end of the deal.
Ah, shit. Hello? Sorry to keep you waiting. This is Butler. That's right. I was just contacted by the Kaleb family. They said they've collected 100 million, so now it's time for us to keep our end of the deal. Yes, that's right. They have gone to very excessive lengths to gather us up that 100 million. That has caused quite a lot of friction in various quarters. And that doesn't include just city dwellers, but their own core members as well. Now that the Kaleb family's crossed the line, they're just like a puffed up balloon. Just poke the one point called Kaleb and... boom! That's all. Yes, it would be possible now. If we get rid of that one person, the Kaleb family will collapse in pieces. Ooh. Butler set down the receiver. His right-hand officers were standing at the ready in the same room. The Director General has given the go for assassination. Kaleb will bring the money here on Friday. On his way back, we'll do it.
Understood. We'll get some snipers ready.
I'll take Kaleb to his car. When I drop my glove, that will be the signal.
Understood. Still, those geezers really are greedy, aren't they?
You got that right. They got him to bring in the money, then offer him bullets as a parting gift.
We We can't let it get out that we're the ones behind this.
After the sniping, we can just tell them that an organization in some other city apparently sent in a hitman. As long as Kaleb disappears, that family will split right away. Then, the maggots can crush each other however they like, and we can get things to quiet down City 23.
Thanks to the Kaleb family's violence, the Japanese city dwellers will leave, and the Japanese mafias will disappear too.
And once City 23 is quiet, we can trick low-income earners in the States into thinking that this is a glorious new frontier, getting them to start immigrating over one after another once again. Then they'll get worked to the bone for low wages, and those damn geese will fill their pockets more and more. How sad it is to be servant of the court. Wish I could go have a drink at Primavera again. Unless I get a look at Rose-chan's beautiful eyes, I might suffocate on my own vomit. Wonder how Rose-chan's doing. Was that girl who wanted to save her countrymen just a dreamer? Or would she become City 23's Jeanne d'Arc? I'm happy I know how to pronounce that. Alright, seems like a pretty good start. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really good to be back in Rose Guns days. I've honestly missed this series quite a bit. And I hope you guys have been missing it too. So, one more thing, I'm gonna go ahead and say this out. Once again, big shout out to SkydivingQuagga for making the fantastic thumbnail artwork. Damn. I gotta admit, this is honestly just a really good story, but then again, Ryukishi's involved with it, so it makes sense that the story it keeps me engaged in it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and, well, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hello there everybody, Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that Nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.